am Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog at kicks96country.com. Our guest today is from all the way right here in Florence, Alabama. I mean, she lives in Nashville now, but Florence raised her. Mm-hmm. Please welcome, for her first time in our artist video blog section, as her country star rises to new heights, please welcome Kirbi. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, it's good to have, can I just say that it's good to have a local person here, to have one of our homegrown here with us on our video blog section, and someone who's in Nashville and making her dream come true. Now, you're not the first that has come, gone from Nashville or from Florence to Nashville, but you are definitely the most recent. We don't have, I don't think, often enough opportunities to see the really, really, really great artists that this area produces going and chasing their dreams and coming back to talk to us. And I get really excited about that kind of stuff.
I'm excited to be here to talk about it. I'm happy to be back home, and I do feel like there's so many talented musicians here. So being able to call myself one of them and go pursue my dreams and come back and talk about it means the world. Well, I'm happy you guys got me here today.
It means the world to us too, because we get to point and go, yeah, that's one of ours. We get to do that. We get to take credit for that, even though we had nothing to do with it. We get to take credit for it. All right, so now Savannah, from locally, folks who've known her from the Shoals area know her as Savannah, but you're living up in Nashville and you're recording, as Kirbi now.
Yes.
You've got a brand new single. It Ain't One Day Yet. We'll talk about that. But let's talk about growing up here in the Shoals. Now, you've been watching this series for a long enough time. You know that here in the Muscle Shoals area, there is a insane amount of musical history here. Some of the most iconic music ever recorded was recorded right here in this area, and you were born and raised in that.
I was.
What was that? What was the influence of that on you?
It's such a big influence to this day on everything I do, specifically vocally. I grew up singing Percy Sledge, Etta James, James Brown, all those amazing, Muscle Shoals artists, and they definitely have a huge influence on my vocal style. And I always feel like whenever I make music, I want to keep the Shoals as part of my roots. I feel like it's definitely shaped who I am as an artist and how I view music and everything. And they say there's something in the water here, and I would have to agree.
Absolutely.
I think I love being able to say I come from a home that has such a big music history. It means a lot to me.
Well, I mean, some of the biggest artist names in the history of music are from Bob Seger to Bob Dylan, have either recorded here or have ties here. In the country world, like Mac Davis, Jerry Reed, and you're just adding your name now to the list of Muscle Shoals born singers and songwriters who are going to leave your mark on the world. So you've gone up to Nashville now. You were songwriting and singing here locally before you moved to Nashville, though, right?
I was. I actually went to Florence High School, and I was really big into like songwriting, show choir, all that stuff, and that's where I found my love for music. And I ended up going to college down at Troy, Alabama, and that's where I was doing a lot more performing, writing, and everything. And then from Troy, I went to Nashville, and I just kept writing. I actually took songwriting classes at my high school, and that was a big blessing for me.
So how long have you been in Nashville?
I've been in Nashville for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, not very long, so I'd still consider myself pretty new. I haven't even scratched the surface of the city yet. It's big. It's huge.
Well, but you've already made quite a few connections, at least in the world of songwriting. You're working with some Grammy winners, if I'm not mistaken. Who are some of the songwriters that you've been working with?
Well, my recent single I just came out with called It Ain't One Day Yet. I wrote that with a good friend of mine, Corey Lee Barker. He's got a lot of great songs, award-winning writer. So I've really enjoyed writing that song with him. I do a lot of writing with people that have been Grammy nominated, and it's insane to even say that I'm able to do that.
Would you say, as a songwriter yourself, and not to take anything away from your talent and ability as a songwriter, would you say that you're learning something from working with these songwriters?
Oh, yes.
What would that be?
I always want to learn. That's a big life value of mine, is you can always learn something. I don't, I take every experience I've had. And one thing I love about the Nashville scene is like the co-writes, you just bounce off of each other. And I've learned so many different writing styles and different like setups to writing. Like you can write with like building a track first, or you can write with starting out with a poem and things like that. It's just insane how much talent is there. I think biggest thing I've learned is just making sure you stay true to yourself and stay true to who your audience is. And, you know, you want to always connect to your audience. And I feel like if you're true to yourself, then your audience is going to relate to you.
Okay. And that's a great lead in to talk about the single, It Ain't One Day Yet, because when you hear that song, you realize everybody's had that feel. Everybody's had that feel, that moment where they're thinking about, like, one day I will be better than I am right now, but it's not that day yet. And that's the crux of the song. So talk to us about that single, who you wrote it with, and where that song came from.
Yeah, that's another thing that's so interesting is, like, writing with so many different people. It's funny how a song can come together, and even though you both are at different stages in your life, or like I wrote this with Corey Barker, and obviously both of us are at different stages in our lives. Everyone is. And I think what's so beautiful about co-writing music is how it all comes together to be that one thing that everyone can kind of get a piece of. So this song started out with, like, an idea he had on guitar and everything, and I was like, oh, I can relate to that, because, you know, if you've been in a relationship before, or, like, you're not ready to move on from the last one, it's kind of how that one felt to me. But it could also mean, you know, one day I'm going to be better than I am right now, but it's not one day yet.
It's not one day yet.
This song definitely hit home to me. It has a really deep meaning in my heart, so I was excited to release it when I did.
Well, it's a great song. It absolutely is. But is this part of a larger album project, or are you just maybe, like, releasing songs, like, maybe to streaming? Or
Yeah, so this was just a single release, but we're definitely working on some big projects right now. I'm doing a lot of writing, a lot of recording, and I have some really big blessings coming up. So we're just going to keep on trucking, is what I say.
Well, like I tell everybody who's from here, goes to Nashville, they better be nice to you up there. I'm talking to you, Nashville. You be nice to Kirby now, because if you don't make me come up there. I will come up there. She's a hometown girl, and we take care of our own down here. All right, so Kirby, if someone is hearing this story and they're absolutely fascinated by you, where do they go on the internet to find more about you and hear all of your
Yeah, y'all can find me on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at It's Kirby Official. My Facebook is Kirby Music, and I'm also on YouTube at It's Kirby Official.
And that's Kirby, Kirbi.
Yes, Kirbi.
All right. So Kirby is our guest. If you want to hear the song, It Ain't One Day Yet, call us at Kicks 96. We'll gladly play it for you. And congratulations, and we're proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's so good to be back home.
Absolutely. Well, you're welcome anytime. Like I said, this is home. My mom would say, just come on in.
I'll just walk in next time. Be like, hey, y'all, I'm back.
Look for Kirby doing big things in the years to come, and we're happy to have her here. We'll see you next time on another artist video blog at Kicks96country.com.
One day God knows that I'll be whole again. But the problem is, it ain't one